All right, hi guys. So I wanted to walk you through what I want you to do today. Um, we have live classes. Different periods have different live classes. I also have office hours today. Um, take advantage of those. Come to the live classes because there's a few other things I want to talk about during those. But here's the general thing for today. Last Friday, May 1st, I had live sessions and I had an assignment. What I forgot about was that seniors had their senior breakfast day and were exempt from schoolwork that day. So I completely forgot about that. So some of you came to the live class, some of you didn't. If you did not come to the live class, I exempted you from it. So if it shows a 0 in the grade book, I don't know if it looks like this for you guys, but it's like a slightly italicized 0, and there should be some sort of marker that indicates I exempted it. So it's not really a 0 in the grade book. Also, the assignment that I assigned last Friday, I am reassigning it today. So I think 13 of you have done it so far. That's great. You don't need to redo it. I already have your submissions. But if you didn't do it from Friday, then that's your assignment for today. So it's more probability stuff. It's z-score probability stuff from chapters 2 and chapter 7. The chapter 2 stuff is pretty easy peasy. It's just straight up z-score. But it's the chapter 7 stuff that is a little bit more challenging. There's more formulas involved and there's more thought that needs to go into the problem. So I have a video if you, that way. So chapter 2, chapter 7 review, there's a video right here. I also have the live class session from May 1st that some of you came to. In that live session, we went over the chapter 4 recap part 2 assignment. So I went over what correct answers should look like. I used the actual AP rubrics to show you. These were the problems about the insects and the treatments and all that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to show you what answers were considered good answers and what answers would not have earned you credit on the AP test, because that sequence of problems was an actual AP test question. So that's worth watching. So if you go here and click here for today's Google form, it's on the chapter 2 and chapter 7 probability stuff. And again, if you did it on Friday, you do not need to do it today. Last Friday, I mean. Down here is a z-score, so right there is the z-score formula sheet. I would print that out and have it, especially if you're taking the AP test. Then everyone who's planning on taking the AP test should look over all of this material, especially those of you who did this assignment already last Friday. Now you have really some extra time today to go through this. Miss Amanda Anderson has sent a lot of emails about AP testing. And I know that it's a lot of information and it can seem overwhelming. And also you might say, oh, I've got plenty of time. I can just do that later. Start doing it now. Trust me, there is a lot of stuff to look through. And you don't want to do this like a couple days before your tests. You're going to be way too stressed out for that. And then you don't have enough time to troubleshoot anything that's not working. So start now. So I wanted to show you. There is an AP testing guide, and I have the link for it right there. And this just kind of goes over everything. There's a AP exam day checklist that you need to do for each AP exam that you're taking. It's going to go over things that you should print or download before each exam. It gives you a testing demo, which I highly recommend you do, just so you can see what the form is going to look like and how it works with the timing and stuff. And so it's just something to kind of walk through. This e-ticket you're going to get 2 days before each test. So it walks you through all of that. On there, you're going to need to indicate the test date and time. Our test for statistics is Friday, May 22nd, and it is at 1 o'clock Central. So be careful with all these different time zones. We're Central time zone, so 1 o'clock. Then, I don't know, it just, you should look through all this kind of stuff, okay? Then I also have this AP exam day checklist. So there's one that you can kind of fill out online, but then I also put a link to just a PDF form of it. So you need your 8-character AP ID. Name of exam is statistics. Exam date is May 22nd. Exam start time is 1 p.m. Central. And then your check-in time is 30 minutes beforehand, so 12:30 p.m. Central. And then it's all this different stuff. Now, a couple things. Amanda Anderson sent it to you. There is, well, first of all, make sure you're using Chrome. Second of all, Grammarly needs to be uninstalled from your computer. And then there's a few other things that they have to make sure that's compatible with your electronic device that you're using. And it just goes through all sorts of other stuff. Okay, so that is something to look through. Here is a PDF version of it. I would print this out and have it for each one of your AP tests. The next thing I wanted to show you is there is this keyboarding tip sheet. So here's the thing, with math, you are going to be allowed to choose whether you want to type on the format that they're giving you for the AP test, or whether you would rather write on a piece of paper and then take a picture and upload it. I'm guessing that is going to be the method most of you will want to do. But let's say that you type way faster than you write and you want to type just to save time, then follow this tip sheet. It just kind of shows you different math kind of things that would be like how you should indicate it. So mu, instead of the symbol, you would type mu, whatever. So you can look over all of that. There was one other thing on here that I noticed. Oh, let's see if I can find it. Ah, here we go. I have said this so many times in my comments to you guys, and I want you to understand that it's not just Sepala being picky. This is an actual thing. So, right here where it says, do not indicate intervals as x minus y. So do not say 2.5 dash 5.5. That, to any mathematician, is subtraction. And you should not be subtracting when you're indicating an interval. Okay? So this is interpreted as a difference. That's not, if that's not what you're conveying, if you're conveying 2.5 to 5.5, then you need to say that from 2.5 to 5.5. Okay? So please do not do something silly like this on the AP test, because then you're going to get docked points. And it's, you know, unfortunate. Also, do not use abbreviations that are not standard. Some of you guys abbreviate way too much. Don't abbreviate between. Don't abbreviate with, W/. Don't abbreviate anything that's not an approved abbreviation. So SRS is approved, but make sure that you remember that stands for simple random sample, not stratified random sample, like this example that they're giving you. Also, CLT, that is an approved abbreviation. But there's really not much more that's an approved standard abbreviation. Okay, so you can kind of look more through that. Then the other thing I had on here was the formula sheet. Now, this is the official AP formula sheet that you would get on the AP tests regularly. It is the exact same formula sheet as what I've given you all year long. The only difference being I crammed this first page into one column and this second page into another column. So it's all on one page in the one I've given you. But here's the thing. Here is the Z chart that, again, I crammed into one page. But then here is your T chart that you're also going to need. And then this is the chi-square chart. But you're not going to need that because they exempted chi-square stuff from the exam. So I would print that off. Then this video right here, the AP exam walkthrough, this is really helpful. Super helpful. You should watch it. It's only, I don't know, 4 minutes long, 8 minutes long. It's not very long at all. But this AP exam walkthrough shows you exactly what to expect. It's definitely worth your time to watch. Okay. And then this video is on the AP exam do's and don'ts. So this is going to go through the software detection that they're going to use for cheating, and the different things that you're allowed to have and what you're not allowed to do. So that is worth watching as well. But out of both of these videos, I would say this AP exam walkthrough is the one to watch. And again, it's not very long. So you are going to today do the chapter 2 and 7 Google form. It is probability stuff. Here is the video of me going over all of that, so I would highly recommend you watch that. This live class video, again, that was me going over a previous Google form, the chapter 4 part 2. And then this is all the AP stuff that you're going to want to look through. And again, if you already did this assignment on May 1st, you do not have to do it again. All right, I'll see you for the live class.